Hello, I'm Dale Henry McGrath, director of the Free Child Project and author of the 4-book series, Slave in Modern America, a correlation of eye-opening, horrific true stories of extreme child abuse. The first book to be released October of this year through our publisher and good friends, Black Rose Writing. Please give me a few moments of your attention. It will change lives. Did you know, according to Compassion International, there are over 1 billion children between the ages of 2 and 7 years that suffer extreme physical, sexual, and multiple types of abuse worldwide? Over 150,673 children in the U.S. were reported extremely abused in 2020 alone. And that's just what was reported. MissingKids.org and the FBI reported 365,348 NCIC entries for missing children right here in the U.S. in 2021. According to the National Registry, over 600,000 individuals are reported missing in the U.S. each year. Now take a moment to think about that. In the U.S., 600,000 each year are reported missing. Of those missing or abused, thousands are kidnapped by human traffickers, forced into sex slavery, and exploited. Polaris Project reported in 2021 that there were 10,583 cases of human trafficking in the United States. And that's in 2021. And LiberateChildren.org estimates child sex slavery worldwide exceeds 5.5 million. In 2019, Fortune.com released an investigative article entitled, "Human Trafficking is an Epidemic in the U.S., and it's also big business." The report showed human trafficking estimated to bring in a global profits of about $150 billion a year, $99 billion alone from sexual exploitation. Slavery is alive and well in the land of the free. We often surmise that slavery has to do with other countries. What becomes of these enslaved and exploited children if they survive? Sadly, according to the National Association of Adult Survivors of Child Abuse, NAASCA.org, over 60 million adults report having been sexually abused as children. 90% of sexually abused and exploited never were free or able to report their abuse later in adult years. 90%. Now, especially after the Epstein fiasco, with cover-ups to protect the rich and powerful, most will assume in their minds that child abuse is committed predominantly by men. Simply not true. The system entwines itself with the fable that women who abuse are victims themselves, and that somehow by abusing, they are victims as a natural weak being. But most sex rings are led by women who are partners with other entities, as well as, example, the case of NXIVM in New York, where one of the main organizers, Lauren Saltzman, without which Rainier would never have been able to abuse, seduce, and exploit all those women, many who were underage. A British study a while back concluded in their research that over 49% of mothers were more likely than fathers to be responsible for physical abuse. Trust me, the ringleaders, the organizers, the facilitators of child sex slavery and exploitation are made up of both men and women. I share these shocking factual statistics to show you that our social and governmental systems to protect children, to nurture good family structure, to empower men and women as fathers and mothers, is completely broken. As a result, all children, no matter their race, culture, or background, are subject to exploitation and slavery right here in America. I was, just as thousands of others are reported to be as well. Slavery of children, abuse, exploitation, sex slavery, by any means, is not a hot topic in government. And the reality of it is shamefully covered less by media and the press. Yet in the real world, let's look at the effects of child sex slavery and child abuse. As reported by childhelp.org, as many as two-thirds of all adults in drug abuse programs reported being abused and neglected as children. 14% of all men in prison and 36% of all women in prison in the USA were abused as children. Twice the frequency as in general population in our cities and towns. Children who experience child abuse, neglect, exploitation are 9 times more likely to become involved in criminal activity. Yes, indeed, the system is broken. Meanwhile, children across the U.S. and the world are suddenly whisked away from their backyard, from playgrounds, from stores. It's happening all the time, everywhere, in the U.S., in every state, throughout the entire world. And they're only to appear as child sex slaves later on in life, or young girls and boys who run away from abuse are given shelter in exchange for prostitution and exploitation. Many lose their lives. Many become criminals in the system. Most all unreported are never able to report till they are older. Many never survive, and many are never found. Is there a solution, you may ask? Yes. To educate, inform, and guide the public from one end of the earth to the other, making it a commonality, empowering the public to lay down firmer ground for the next generation. That is the goal of the Free Child Project and Slave in Modern America book release. Our mission is to eradicate the epidemic of child abuse and child sex slavery here in the U.S. and across the world, making those issues primary for every leader and every family and every individual, as we are all responsible for the life-changing issue. We all are examples to the children. The Free Child Project works with and in support of the Department of Homeland Security's Blue Campaign to end human trafficking, Operation Underground Railroad to rescue victims of human trafficking, National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, and a host of other powerful networking resources across the nation, all of whom provide informational resources for the public, which the Free Child Project distributes. How to spot potential victims of child abuse? How to recognize potential victims of sex slavery and exploitation? How to recognize and report slavery right here in the U.S., close and near your own backyards? Through the Free Child Project, we will travel the U.S. to connect, inform, share, and empower every single community, and we need your help to complete this mission. I know some of you listening today were yourselves victims of child abuse, or know someone who was. And we wish to inspire you to leadership, involvement, and support today. You can heal through making a difference for a child tomorrow. Go to our website at freechildproject.com, which is sponsored by Heritage Ministry of New York. Make a donation, however small or large, at our fundraising campaign page, which is listed at the end of this commercial. Every penny will be used to complete our mission. We believe no one is free, lest the children be. Help us end child abuse and child sex slavery. Each book in the Slave in Modern America series will donate a portion of its purchase to networking resources, agencies, and organizations which fight to end child abuse and human trafficking. This is a powerful mission that everyone can support and appreciate, no matter your age, your background, your race, your religion, or politics. The children need all of us to represent the spirit of freedom. From the Free Child Project, Slave in Modern America, and Heritage Ministry of New York, we thank you and bless you. Peace.